For over 2 decades, the Six Nations has been one of rugby's most prestigious tournaments, bringing together 6 European powerhouses in an annual display of skill, passion and fierce competition. What started as the Home Nations Championship in 1883 then became the Five Nations with France's inclusion in 1910, and evolved into the Six Nations in 2000 with the addition of Italy. This monumental change ushered in a new era for the competition, expanding its reach and bringing fresh narratives to the tournament. In this video, we'll go on a journey through the entire Six Nations history, exploring every tournament year. We'll recount the winners, standout players, iconic matches, and unforgettable moments that have defined this era of rugby history. The dawn of a new millennium brought a historic change to European rugby, as the Five Nations welcomed Italy into the fold, creating the Six Nations. Italy's inclusion was the result of years of steady progress by the Azzurri, who had demonstrated their growing strength in the 1990s. Clubs like Benetton Treviso and Calvisano were competing in European tournaments, and the national team had secured impressive victories over established nations. Italy's addition was met with excitement and skepticism, as many wondered how the newcomers would fare against the established powers. The Azzurri wasted no time in making their mark. In their debut match, they stunned Scotland with a 34-20 victory in Rome. Fly half Diego Dominguez was the star of the day, scoring 29 points through a combination of precision kicking and tactical brilliance. Despite this strong start, Italy struggled in the remainder of the tournament, finishing last. England emerged as champions, displaying dominant form throughout the tournament. However, their hopes of a Grand Slam were dashed in the final match against Scotland, who triumphed 19-13 in a rain-soaked Calcutta Cup encounter. This year set the stage for an exciting new chapter in rugby history, with Italy showing glimpses of their potential. England entered the 2001 tournament determined to right the wrongs of the previous year. Led by the tactical genius of Jonny Wilkinson, they delivered a series of commanding performances. Their most memorable victory came against Ireland in Dublin, where they dismantled the home side 48-19 in a match that showcased their attacking flair and defensive solidity. Wilkinson's pinpoint kicking and game management made him the standout player of the tournament. This year also saw France impress, with a thrilling win over Scotland in Paris. However, inconsistency cost Le Bleu their chance at the title. Italy faced another challenging year, unable to replicate the magic of their 2000 debut in finishing winless. France returned to the pinnacle of the tournament in 2002 with a sensational Grand Slam winning campaign. Under the leadership of Fabien Galtier, the French team combined flair and physicality to sweep aside all challengers. Their most significant victory came against England in Paris, a 2015 triumph that effectively decided the championship. The clash was a tactical battle, with Galtier orchestrating the game masterfully from scrum half. Italy showed signs of improvement, securing a 30-12 victory over Wales in Rome, marking their first win since joining the tournament. This year demonstrated the growing competitiveness of the Six Nations, with each team capable of producing memorable performances. The 2003 Six Nations was a landmark year for England, as they completed a dominant Grand Slam and cemented their status as one of the greatest teams in rugby history. Under the captaincy of Martin Johnson, England's disciplined and clinical approach overwhelmed their opponents. Their crowning moment came in the final match against Ireland in Dublin, where 42-6 demolition secured the Grand Slam. Jonny Wilkinson was once again instrumental, controlling matches with his precise kicking and tactical awareness. This year laid the foundation for England's Rugby World Cup triumph later that year, where Wilkinson's iconic drop goal secured the title. France bounced back in 2004 with another Grand Slam victory, showcasing their trademark flair and creativity. Key to their success was outstanding form of Imanol Harun-Odoki, whose physical presence and ball handling skills made him a force in the back row. A memorable match from this year was France's 29-22 win over Wales in Cardiff, where their resilience under pressure shone through. England, meanwhile, struggled to find their rhythm following their World Cup triumph, while Ireland continued to build momentum as a rising force in the tournament. The 2005 Six Nations was a watershed moment for Welsh rugby, as the team claimed their first Grand Slam in 27 years. Led by coach Mike Ruddock and inspired by the electric Shane Williams, Wales played an exhilarating brand of rugby that captured the hearts of fans. Their defining moment came in the final match against Ireland in Cardiff. With the championship on the line, Wales delivered a commanding performance, winning 32 points to 20 and sparking jubilant celebrations. Gavin Henson also played a pivotal role, with his powerful kicking and defensive solidity earning him widespread acclaim. France reclaimed the title in 2006, showcasing their depth and tactical versatility. While their campaign lacked the flair of previous years, it was marked by resilience and determination. Yannick Jauzian emerged as a standout player, providing a vital link in France's back line. Italy continued to grow as a competitive force, pushing their opponents harder than ever before. Scotland also impressed, defeating France 20 points to 16 in the opening match to set the tone for a strong campaign. The 2007 Six Nations was another triumph for France, but the tournament was also notable for Italy's historic achievements. The Azzurri secured their first ever away win, defeating Scotland 37 points to 17 at Murrayfield. Sergio Parisse began to establish himself as one of the world's premier back row players, showcasing leadership and skill. France clinched the title on points difference, edging out Ireland in a fiercely contested championship. The tournament also served as a prelude to the Rugby World Cup later that year, where several Six Nations teams performed strongly. Wales returned to the summit in 2008 with another Grand Slam winning campaign, led by coach Warren Gatland. Shane Williams was once again the star of the show, dazzling defenders with his elusive running. Their campaign began with a remarkable comeback victory over England at Twickenham, where a late surge secured a 26-19 win. This set the tone for the campaign, defined by resilience and attacking brilliance. Williams' performances earned him the World Player of the Year award, cementing his status as a Welsh rugby legend. After 61 years, Ireland finally ended their Grand Slam drought in 2009. Under the guidance of Declan Kidney, the team delivered a series of gritty and determined performances. The pivotal moment came in the final match against Wales in Cardiff, where Ronan O'Gara's late drop goal secured a dramatic 17-15 victory. Brian O'Driscoll was the standout player, inspiring his team with his leadership and all-round brilliance. This triumph marked a turning point for Irish rugby, laying the foundation for future success. The 2010 Six Nations saw France return to their commanding best, securing a Grand Slam victory under the guidance of coach Marc Lièvremont. France combined their traditional flair with a newfound defensive steel, making them an unstoppable force. Morgan Parra, their young scrum half, emerged as a crucial player, showcasing remarkable composure and accuracy from the tee. A standout match from this year was their narrow 12-10 victory over Ireland in Dublin. France's defence held firm under relentless pressure, and Parra's kicks made the difference. England and Ireland pushed France but fell short, while Italy struggled again, finishing winless. Scotland, however, earned a morale-boosting victory against Ireland at Croke Park, setting the stage for their resurgence in future years. England entered the 2011 tournament determined to reclaim their dominance, and under coach Martin Johnson, they delivered. With Chris Ashton leading the charge, England showcased an exciting attacking style that thrilled fans. Ashton's swan dive tries, particularly his length of the field effort against Italy in a 59-13 rout, became iconic images of the tournament. England came close to completing a Grand Slam but faltered in the final match against Ireland in Dublin, where the home side produced an inspired performance to win 24 points to 8. Despite this setback, England's overall consistency ensured they finished as champions. Italy achieved a memorable moment with their 22-21 victory over France in Rome, a historic first that signaled their continued growth in the competition. Under the leadership of coach Warren Gatland, Wales continued to solidify their reputation as a powerhouse in European rugby, completing another Grand Slam in 2012. This campaign was defined by grit, teamwork and defensive excellence, epitomised by flanker Dan Lydiate, whose tireless tackling earned him the Player of the Tournament award. A critical moment came at Twickenham, where Scott Williams' late try secured a narrow 19-12 win over England. In the final match against France in Cardiff, Wales dominated to clinch the title with a 16-9 victory. Lee Halfpenny's consistent kicking and Shane Williams' flair in his final Six Nations added further highlights to a memorable campaign. The 2013 Six Nations will long be remembered for its dramatic climax, as Wales crushed England's hopes of a Grand Slam in a stunning 33 victory in Cardiff. The match, played in front of a passionate home crowd, saw Wales at their ruthless best, with a dominant pack and clinical backs dismantling England's defences. Lee Halfpenny once again starred, finishing as the tournament's top scorer and earning the Player of the Tournament award. Italy also made headlines with a famous 22-15 win over Ireland, showcasing the growing influence of Sergio Parisse and their forward pack. Ireland entered the 2024 tournament under new coach Joe Schmidt and delivered one of the closest Six Nations campaigns in history. The title race came down to the final match in Paris, where Ireland edged out France 22 points to 20 in a nail-biting contest. Johnny Sexton was the hero of the day, scoring 17 points and controlling the game with his tactical brilliance. This victory was particularly poignant as it marked the farewell of Brian O'Driscoll, one of rugby's greatest players. O'Driscoll bowed out with a record 141 international caps and 4 Six Nations titles. England finished second despite an impressive campaign, while Italy struggled once more and able to build on their 2013 success. The 2015 Six Nations was one of the most thrilling editions in history, with 3 teams, England, Ireland and Wales, entering the final weekend with a chance to win. The championship came down to points difference, with Ireland ultimately triumphing after a comprehensive 40-10 victory over Scotland in their final match. England, who needed a large margin win over France, fell just short despite a pulsating 55 points to 35 victory in a match that featured 12 tries. Wales too produced fireworks with a dominant 61-20 win over Italy earlier in the day. Paul O'Connell in his final Six Nations was the inspirational leader for Ireland, securing another title for the men in green. England began a new era in 2016 under coach Eddie Jones, and the results were immediate. England stormed to a Grand Slam, their first since 2003, with a style that blended physical dominance and attacking flair. Billy Vunipola was a standout performer, his dynamic ball carrying setting the tone for England's campaign. Their defining moment came in a hard-fought 25-21 victory over Wales at Twickenham, avenging their World Cup exit at Welsh hands the previous year. France continued to rebuild, showing glimpses of brilliance but lacking consistency, while Scotland demonstrated significant improvement, finishing 4th and setting the stage for a stronger future. England entered the 2017 tournament as defending champions and looked set to secure back-to-back Grand Slams after dominant victories over France, Wales and Scotland. However, their hopes were dashed in Dublin, where Ireland produced a typically tenacious performance to win 13 points to 9 and deny England the perfect season. Despite this disappointment, England retained their title thanks to a superior points tally. Owen Farrell's leadership and versatility were key to England's success, while Stuart Hogg of Scotland shone as a creative force, earning the Player of the Tournament award. Ireland delivered one of the most complete campaigns in Six Nations history in 2018, achieving a Grand Slam under the guidance of Joe Schmidt. The campaign began with a dramatic 15 points to 13 victory over France in Paris, secured by Johnny Sexton's last-minute drop goal, and culminated in a dominant 24 points to 15 win over England at Twickenham on St. Patrick's Day. Jacob Stockdale emerged as a breakout star, scoring 7 tries to set a new tournament record. Ireland's disciplined, tactical rugby and ability to execute under pressure set them apart, marking this as one of their greatest ever achievements. Warren Gatland's final Six Nations campaign as Wales coach ended in triumph, as the team claimed a 3rd Grand Slam under his leadership. The campaign was defined by grit and defensive discipline, epitomised in their pivotal 21 points to 13 victory over England and Cardiff. Alan Wynne-Jones led the team with characteristic determination, earning widespread praise for his leadership. Wales' final match, a 25-7 victory over Ireland, sealed the title and sparked celebrations across the nation. Meanwhile, Italy continued to struggle, raising questions about their long-term competitiveness in the tournament. The 2026 Nations was heavily disrupted by the pandemic, leading to a prolonged schedule that ended in late October. England emerged as champions after a tense final day, edging France on points difference. Their decisive 34-5 victory over Italy and Rome secured the title, but France's Antoine Dupont stole the spotlight with his dazzling performances throughout the tournament. Dupont's creativity and vision marked him as a generational talent, heralding a new era for French rugby. Scotland also impressed with a historic win over Wales and Llanelli, signalling their continued rise. Wales, under new coach Wayne Pivac, defied expectations to claim the 2021 Six Nations title. Their campaign was marked by narrow victories and late drama, including a controversial 40-24 win over England that saw 2 wild referee decisions. The defining moment of the tournament came in Paris, where France denied Wales a Grand Slam with a thrilling 32-30 victory. Despite this heartbreak, Wales secured the title thanks to superior points difference. Louis Rees-Zammit emerged as a star, showcasing incredible pace and finishing ability. France completed their first Grand Slam since 2010 in the 2022 tournament, reaffirming their status as a world rugby powerhouse. Antoine Dupont was once again the standout player, leading his team with vision and skill. A key match was their 30-24 victory over Ireland in Paris, a high-octane clash that showcased the brilliance of both teams. France's Grand Slam campaign was capped off with a 25-13 win over England in Paris, sparking jubilant celebrations among French fans. Ireland delivered a historic Grand Slam in 2023, cementing their position as the world's #1 ranked team. Under coach Andy Farrell, Ireland's clinical, all-around rugby proved too much for their opponents. The climax came in Dublin, where Ireland defeated England 29 points to 16 on St Patrick's Day to seal the title. Caelan Doris was a standout performer, delivering world-class displays in the back row. This triumph set the stage for Ireland's Rugby World Cup campaign later in the year. Ireland retained their Six Nations title in 2024, achieving back-to-back championships under Andy Farrell. They recorded key wins against France in a dominant finale against England in Dublin. Veterans like Johnny Sexton in his final campaign led with brilliance, while rising stars like Mac Hansen showcased Ireland's depth and future potential. This victory solidified Ireland's place as Europe's top rugby team, blending experienced leaders with emerging talent. While France and Scotland provided tough competition, Ireland's consistency and resilience defined the tournament, marking another historic chapter in their golden era. The Six Nations has grown into much more than a tournament. It's a stage for greatness, a celebration of rugby, and a testament to the enduring rivalries and friendships that define the sport. From Italy's debut in 2000 to Ireland retaining their crown in 2024, the Six Nations continues to captivate fans around the world. But what are your favourite Six Nations moments? And who do you think will win this year's championship? Let us know in the comment section down below. With that all said and done, it's been your boy John Talks Rugby, and if you enjoyed this video, make sure to click on screen now to see how this former Australian rugby captain became a fugitive. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.